The next mind map we're going to look at is the Starfish Mind Map. And the verb that this mind map is centered around is describe. So this mind map encourages and supports learners to learn to describe a concept or to describe the characteristics. So let's take a look at how it would look or how you would go about drawing this mind map. You would draw a starfish, and in the middle you would put your keyword or topic, and this is what needs to be described. And the different characteristics would be placed in each of the arms of the starfish. What you see now is how the mind map will be drawn by the learners. And again, you can see that the keyword or topic is placed in the center, and each characteristic or description is placed in one of the arms of the starfish. Now, the clever thing about this mind map is that there are 5 arms of the starfish. So learners are encouraged to think of at least 5 different characteristics or descriptions. If learners can think of more, then they can just draw and add more arms as they go along. But at least the 5 already on the mind map really pushes learners to think of 5 different characteristics. Now let's look through an example together. You could ask your learners to describe the Industrial Revolution. Now remember, with the previous mind map, the fish mind map, we looked at defining what the Industrial Revolution was. And now the Starfish Mind Map will help learners to learn to describe what the Industrial Revolution is, and also to understand the difference between defining and describing. And learners will be given a mind map just as you see on your screen with the starfish, and in the middle, that is where you will put the keyword or topic, describe the Industrial Revolution. And next, the learners need to think of different characteristics such as new inventions were developed and discovered during the Industrial Revolution. Machines began to replace manual labor. There was the development of more factories, of urbanization. There were transport developments. The steam train came about. Unemployment also increased. While machines began to replace people in factories, people were then out of jobs. Now, those are 5 relevant characteristics of the Industrial Revolution. They are not the only 5 characteristics that can be chosen and used. So if your learners feel like they would like to add a few more, they can do that. This mind map is flexible. They can add an extra arm, urbanization. People came to the cities to look for work in factories, and this created bigger cities and towns. Poverty and diseases, social class divisions, these are all characteristics that describe the period of the Industrial Revolution. Now remember, it is very important at the very end of the mind map for learners to acknowledge where they got their source of information from. Remember, as teachers, we need to remind learners that the characteristics they have put down in their mind map are most probably not their own original ideas, and they have read about them in a textbook or discussed it in class or watched a documentary, and so they need to acknowledge that. They need to reference where they got this information from. It is very important for learners to begin to understand the concept of referencing.